Hey guys, I come out here to get me a little snack of cherry tomatoes. These are actually BHN 624, some Johnny seeds. This is an excellent tasting tomato. And I figured I'd take a few minutes and do a video on the Dutch bucket stuff that I've done this year, some of it, and show you a few new things and try to help some people who want to get involved in it and they've either struggled with their seed start. All right, in terms of seed starting, one of the easiest things you can do for most people is just go to the store and buy your plants there. But when you buy them, you get them in the 4 or 6 pack, and they got the little some kind of potting mix, potting soil, or whatever they got up under there. So I got to looking at some bags of the potting soil, potting mix, that kind of stuff. Primarily the potting mix. That's what got my interest. I started reading those labels, and it was sphagnum peat moss, you know, cocoa coir, forestry byproducts, which probably it's like pine bark and stuff like that. So I started thinking, wonder what would happen if I just took some lettuce plants and I put them in my little grow boxes where I'm doing Mr. Cracky's suspended pot method, and see if immediately the roots would start to rot and the thing would just shrivel up and die. What would happen? Well, what happened is the lettuce grew absolutely perfect. Absolutely. I mean, just I couldn't ask for anything else from it. It did. All I did was take it right out of the little 6-pack, put it in my net pot, stick it down in there and let it go. A month later we had some really good looking lettuce. So we tried it with cabbage and some more lettuce, and again, absolute perfection. Had no problems with root rot whatsoever. It's sweating out here. It's time for another tomato. So if the things like lettuce and cabbage would do well with this, what would happen with tomatoes? A lot of people struggle with seed starting. They don't have the time, they don't, you know, whatever, the technique is just not there, and it'd be easy to run to the big box store, come back with a 6-pack of, you know, big beef or better boy, whatever you want to grow, and stick that in your buckets and keep on going. So I did just that. I got a 6-pack of Rutgers, and I took them straight out of the 6-pack, put them into the buckets with the perlite, and I figured, let's go, let's rock and roll, see what we're going to do. Either you're going to make it, or you're going to sit there and get all kinds of rotten stuff, and you're just not going to grow. And they did exactly what I expected them to. They took off. Now up in here, you can see, again, this year I always struggle with leaf mold in here, and I have sprayed these tomatoes absolutely not one time this year. Did not want to do it. I said, we're going to either make it or we ain't. And it actually got tomatoes on there. I did not do any type of pruning other than cutting the bottom leaves off, the suckers and stuff to start out. Like I said, these are Rutgers right out of the store. I didn't know what they were going to be, determinate, indeterminate, whatever. So I just put them in the cages and let them do their thing. And they do have tomatoes on them, still making up here, despite the fact that it is extremely hot here. So if you are somebody who has trouble with seed starting, and there's a variety of tomatoes that you like to grow that one of the big box stores has, in my opinion, from the results I have seen, it is okay to take those plants straight out of the 6-pack, 4-pack, whatever they may happen to be, stick it down in that perlite, put your drip lines on there, and get to business. Did I tell you it was hot in here? One more note real quick. As you can see, I got 2 jalapeno peppers right here. I get asked a lot of times, can you grow the tomatoes and the peppers with the same nutrient solution, or do you have to change up to grow the peppers? Well, those jalapenos right now are doing pretty good. All kinds of nice fat jalapenos down there. So my answer again is, I have told some people, absolutely yes. All right guys, my tomato supply is starting to dwindle down. In summary, if you're having trouble starting your seed and you want to do Dutch buckets, go to the store and get those plants, put them in there. I don't think you're going to have no trouble with them. I personally wouldn't be the least bit afraid to use them, I'll put it that way. If you want to put pepper plants side by side with your tomatoes, same nutrient formula, go for it. Shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever. So as always, hope that was helpful. Y'all take care. Lord willing, we'll see you next time. That was good.